Okay, hello everyone. I'm Elijah Gray from Gascast, and this is wrong slide. It's been a while. This is World of Warcraft. I'm gonna go over a few things here. Um, there's a lot to talk about today, and I figured I might as well do some world quests, and we'll end it off there, and not go really far into it. Okay, so right now I'm just playing on my Frost DK. Figured I'd do some world quests, like I just said before. So I've been stalking a lot of the Wowhead chats and stuff of the hidden Frost DK hidden artifact appearance. Like right now, I just have the one for being in the class hall. Apparently, there's a bug going around. If you have one of the skins unlocked, one of the hidden ones from a different spec, you can somehow track it. And I'm not exactly sure how the macro works. I know there's a few things about it that's pretty nifty. Some of the others are just kind of like, eh. So, um, what I did is I tried my luck, and I know the blood one has been discovered, and I'm mainly just going to be on blood today to get a lot of these world quests just done over with, unless it's some sort of trash I can burn through. But I'll unmog myself here. I managed to get it like first time tanking from the Wither training. I don't know what the full criteria is, but it's a random drop within there. But I think you need a certain criteria of a bunch of stuff set. So this is what it looks like when you get the weapon. So what you get is this axe. This is what Maw of the Dam looks like for the hidden artifact. And you can track it somehow, like, here, let me just go upstairs. I don't know if I can actually bring up the screen. Let me head over here to our Death Knight Forge. Okay, so now we're here, and let me just get to monitor left. Just give it a second to load. Alright, cool. So on the window here, we actually have... Oh, I guess I can go back to the main window. Alright, just give it a sec. So this is what the hidden one is called, and the hidden appearance is called Touch of Undeath. And I don't know what the exact macro is, because people are tossing all these different ones. One was out about kneeling down in the throne room of Lordaeron at the Undercity, but that's been debunked, and it's been confirmed that that's for later appearances in the game that might be added later. So if you type in the macro, it'll say 0 out of 1, Frost, DK, and then if you kneel afterward, it says 1 out of 1, like the criteria is met. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. I'm just gonna switch back to Frost just because I'm used to it. It's my main spec. So um, there's a lot of like ideas going out there. I love a lot of the choices and where it's going so far. So a lot of people confirmed that if it's from content right now, it should have been discovered. The other thing people are saying is it might be related to artifact knowledge, because it does take a while to build that up, but there is some people that are almost maxed, I believe, in that, so we should be seeing it soon. But I don't know. Like, and then another thing I tested and looked up was if you go to let me just change the screen here. Okay, so on the map, if you go to Stormheim and here in Runewood, right in this area, you can actually go back and do a scenario again where you're trapped, like your spirit is trapped in the underworld almost, and Helia is there. And if you actually kneel to her, her model like twitches, but it's not just with Death Knights or with the Frost spec, it's with everyone. So I'm not sure if there is something there that might trigger something like later down the road. Like it might not just be activated. Some criteria have probably not been met. So I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. Some people think it might be related to we need to go back to Ice Crown or activate something and then go to Ice Crown or somewhere around in the past because a lot of the um, class hall stuff for Death Knights was requiring you to actually go back to Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms to revive the Four Horsemen. So some people think it might be related to going to those locations as well. Once again, I'm still not sure. As of now, nothing has been really confirmed, except the only spark we had was that Lordaeron kneeling thing, which apparently has been debunked from what I heard. So, it's taking a drink here. So I don't know. This is where I kind of encourage the community. Like, what do you think? What I thought was cool when people thought about doing that macro and actually kneeling down in Lordaeron was it's almost like a reenactment of one of the cutscenes from Warcraft 3 where Arthas stabs his father and he kneels down before him before he stabs him in the cutscene and the bells go everywhere in that exact room. So that's another like thing that makes me think like okay maybe for our hidden artifact appearance maybe we have to do stuff like what Arthas did. Maybe we need to follow the Lich King's steps. Maybe we need to go to those areas. I've been to the area for the legendary quest line to get Shadowmourne. I went back to go find um, where Frostmourne was in. I think it's in Dragonblight. I could be wrong. Sorry, it's been a long time. I went to areas to see if I could trigger anything. Nothing yet. But we don't know because some classes need artifact power, not artifact power, artifact knowledge, as I said before. So it's still like in the air. It's like there's so many options on what we could do, and almost every 3 days or so, a new class has like a new hint almost on their progress and where they're going, and I think we're gonna get to that point with the Frosty case for a hidden artifact but I'm still not sure. I think one of the reasons we may have not found it, it might be related to content that's not available to us yet. It might be in the next patch with Karazhan, or it could be way later when Nighthold raid comes out. So we may not even see it for like a good long while. So with that thinking, like we can keep looking, but I'm just worried we might look somewhere and activate something, but we didn't have the right criteria, so we get in our heads, okay, that's obviously not one of the places to go, but then later down the road, someone will have the criteria and learn from someone else saying that wasn't right when it actually is right to go there. So we're all just kind of getting looped around. So I do ask, like, if you are looking for it, please look around, like, if you can every time you get artifact knowledge, just go to those places. Try triggering anything. Um, Also, sorry if the frame rate's getting a little weird. I'm testing out a new format with the screens, so bear with me. It's the game's running normal on my end, but it's way it's transitioning to the other monitor. So yeah, that's what I think like we should keep trying is keep going back to those areas. Obviously, if something has been triggered and we know it's been activated through the one achievement macro, if you want more details on that, look up Wowhead Hidden Artifact, go to Frost DK, and then actually click the item. It drops, it makes you get the appearance. And if you look in the comment section there on the actual item, you can actually see, I forget the poster's name, but he is actually like collecting information from everyone on our progress so far and what we think is possible and what isn't possible. So that's why I'd say keep checking that stuff, and that's why I think we can rule out the whole Lordaeron thing. I know I just said we should keep going back to those areas, but if the macro we just scanned said it's 1 out of 1 after you do it, and it only works in Frostspec from what people have been posting, I think it's safe to confirm that's not for this artifact appearance, but possibly another effect or something in the future to gain. Um, See, like, there's just so many options. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. So, this is like so mind-boggling. And just hang on, I gotta find these freaking. I don't know what I have left here. I gotta get. Oh, the squirrels, lovely. Yay. Okay, so that's why like I I think we might be on the right trail now a little bit. Um, the two specs from DKs have been discovered. Blood was obviously first because everyone's doing Wither training right now for reputation with the Night Fallen to get, the mount achievement. Not mount achievement, like the faster riding. The, what do you call it? It was a grind in Draenor, as you all know. Um, it was, oh, Pathfinder. Pathfinder. So everyone's doing the Pathfinder stuff, so that was pretty easy to discover because there's a big group of people doing that. The other reason why Frost may have not been discovered, I know there was a lot of people switching from Frostspec to go Unholy for a long while there. Unholy was one of the go-to DK DPSs for damage, but they later buffed up Frost a bit. And then they actually, for some stupid reason, bunked down Unholy. I don't know why they would do that. I don't care that Frost is, like, the lowest out of the three, but, like, I just don't understand why they couldn't just changed either a few tiny things instead of changing the whole... From what I heard, I could be wrong, but from what I heard, almost Unholy just got, like, just a huge, like, debuff and nerf. So... I don't know. Like, I think we're getting, like, to the point where people are complaining, like, oh, this is great, let's do this, so... And, nothing, like, Blizzard's just like, alright, let's just try this, because obviously people are like this. I think one of the posts they said was, they were worried about a bunch of people just picking the go-to one because of the damage instead of picking what they want. Like, a lot of people, I know some guilds were, in forums were posting, like, you need to be in this spec if you're going to be this class because this one does more damage, so it's going to help us in raids. And it's like, that's not the way the game works, man. You just enjoy what you love to play. That's why I play as Frost. But it's getting a bit better now, so I don't really have to worry too much. But, yeah, like, that's why I think, like, a lot of people found the Unholy one before Frost as well, the hidden artifact, which is mind-boggling to me, because, not the Unholy thing, but, like, how they found it. Apparently, that one is related to... I'm not sure if you need a certain amount of artifact knowledge, but I just know the main thing is you need to summon Army of the Dead so many times, and there's a chance that one of the ghouls will drop a book. And if you pick up that book, it's a quest item, and you go back to Icecrown Citadel, and you actually get the appearance that way by going through a quest chain, which is pretty cool. It's really rad. That, I think, is pretty awesome with that kind of ideas and intentions where they went down that road. I didn't like going for the artifact for Unholy. It felt just like... It was literally just the same as going for the Warlock Affliction, or I think it was almost the same as the disc for Priest when I did it. Like, it's literally just the same. I know Blizzard can't make a custom thing for all the weapons, that's understandable, but if they changed it up a bit, like, you do go around a different path, like, for DKs, you revive the dead, while, I think the Priest, you talk to a Holy Spirit or something. It's been a while. I've been really focused on raiding stuff with my guild, so I get distracted a lot. But, like, that's why, like, I know a good amount of people are with finding out the Unholy One and the Blood One, and I know I see like before when I first started Legion, like on the premiere of Legion, like when it was out, for the first like 2 weeks in Ebb and Hold, our class hall, all you could see was Maw of the Damned and Apocalypse everywhere. I There was a few Blades of the Fallen Prince every now and then, but I hardly seen any that much. Now I'm starting to see them more often, so either people are working Frost as an off spec or people are starting to want to play as it again, which is pretty cool. So I think that's going to help in the future. Someone might stumble across the a hint or even the artifact itself down the road on when we get it. Um, that pretty much covers like my ideas and my intentions on where we're going. But I think we're actually, am I in two different world quests here? Oh, I was doing the wrong thing the whole time. Whoopsie. All right, so but I think we're gonna get closer pretty soon. If we don't find it in this like update and we find it instantly in the next update, we obviously know it's gonna be something part of the next patch or update coming out. But as of now, the search is still on. Anything you find, like just minor things, always helps. From like if you think you like even if it doesn't seem like it's right or it seems like a glitch but it only happens to like maybe Frost DK or something, anything helps because then people will actually go test it, and myself included, I've been running around for like I think 2 hours one day just testing stuff and talking to one of my friends about it, and it's quite fun like going on a scavenger hunt for this kind of thing. So I think we're getting close. That's all I'm pretty much gonna say. I'm sorry I keep trailing off here. There's just like a bunch of stuff in my mind, just thinking like I think it's gonna be related to us reenacting what Arthas did, because the other two DK specs for their artifact weapons mainly revolves around like Maw of the Damned. It's the weapon of like it hungers. If you don't feed it, it will go crazy and it will eat its wielder kind of thing. So that is always like you must feed it souls kind of thing. Apocalypse, I forget what that one was like. I never really got into the Unholy, as Blood is my off spec, so I haven't been doing it a lot. So and a lot of the Frost stuff from what I've seen that you do, even when you level up, you're not really. It doesn't really feel like you're questing as yourself with Frostmourne as your weapons. It feels like you are like the past Lich King. You're living as him on how he was in Northrend. You even see images of Arthas across the Broken Isles, and I confirmed with my buddies that were other DKs. They were in other specs, and I asked if they could see these. You can only see them if you're a Frost DK, and I believe you need the Blades of the Fallen Prince equipped. So, with that, like, I think we have to either reenact something that takes place in the story that Arthas did, maybe in Warcraft 3. If that's not the case, I believe we might need to do something that is related to um, something that is related to doing maybe extra tedious quests. Like, there is a quote that really gets me when you read the artifact knowledge. I believe it's one of the first pages you unlock, and it's basically the two weapons Frostmourne turns into that you get as a Frost DK is Frost Reaper and Icebringer. And it says at the end that Icebringer and Frost Reaper may be in Frostmourne's path, but they will not follow the same path as Frostmourne did. So we possibly need to reenact maybe some key moments in the past, maybe, and then change it somehow. Like maybe we might have to go back into a dungeon like Stratholme and maybe I don't know, like maybe if you kill the boss, maybe instead of someone might appear and you can talk to them or something might pop up. The other thing is, this is what it was. Now I came back. Some weapons you have in the game. This is like a lot of people that have this. The other one I can think of is if you're a balanced druid, the first boss in Darkheart Thicket will actually ask what weapon you have. Um, I think when you go to, or actually in Valshara, so it's perfect. Let me just bring up the screen here. So in Valshara, if you go to the Temple of Elune right here, there's only been a few places I know. This is the only memorable one I can think of. But when you go here when I was leveling, and if you go here now with Blades of the Fallen Prince equipped, aka Frostmourne, um, when you go here, there will be a priestess on the outside, and if you walk past her, she will say, "Please do not enter here, your blades are cursed. You don't bring those cursed blades into this peaceful temple kind of thing." So that's the other thing that keeps popping up that's in the Broken Isles, so that kind of helps us because I know some NPCs actually interact with weapons too, but some I haven't really seen negative ones. More of them are positive. But one of the positive ones I can think of is the restoration artifact for druids. When you walk by the fruit vendor in Dalaran, he'll actually toss you fruit as a nice gesture. But as negative ones, I haven't played a lot of the classes to actually see. So don't like judge me like saying like, oh well, this does this and that. Like, okay, that's good, but I just never seen it. So that's why I'm thinking like maybe we need to go to those key places, possibly, that are related to bringing cursed blades into holy places, or it could just be, you know, they're giving a nod to the lore, like, oh, that's a very bad thing to bring in here, don't do it. So it could also just be that, you know, just Blizzard polish, as I like to call it. But you never know. Like, there's so many options out there. That's what I mean by, like, we have so many paths to try and so many things to do. It's not like we're going to try one route and change it a tiny bit and follow that same path, which is basically my motive to insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, like, basically leads to insanity. At least the saying goes. So my motive is to always try something different. That's why I love that there's so many options to try to find this hidden artifact. Those are pretty much the only possibilities I know. I know I keep saying, like, that's all I know, but then something pops up. It just as it comes. Yes, this is not scripted. I'm actually winging all this, so. The other things I guess we could consider is possibly, maybe when we have enough artifact knowledge, we could go in older raids. Like, I have no idea what happens if you actually go in Naxxramas. I never tried that. I don't know if Kal'Kazad says anything different to you. If you have the weapons. I don't know if... hang on, just gotta move the screen. I don't know if... Oh, it's right, I need to get the sheep. Lovely. I don't know if things will change later down the road when, like, maybe I have... I think the cap is 10 artifact knowledge. I don't know if maybe I have 10 and I go back to Icecrown Citadel. Maybe it'll be like, oh, okay, you got new dialogue from the Lich King, like, whispering to you. Like, maybe when we did the legendary questline for Shadowmourne, when you equipped that weapon and walked through those halls, he whispered to you. Maybe he will say something like, you have a familiar weapon, or maybe the same quotes as what it was back then, where he says, what makes you different than me? Going on about how you're no different than the Lich King and you're going to follow his same path. Which brings me back to that quote in the book where Icebringer and Frost Reaper don't follow the same path. So, I don't know. That's why I mean, like, there's so many choices. I don't know where to go. So, I think with that, we'll pretty much, like, just leave that topic in the air. the I haven't really. I'm sure there's a few Reddit topics, but from where I've been getting my information, it's just on the comment section of Wowhead, on the actual item for it. That's been the best luck I've had, finding anything. But um, if you guys like find any topics or anything and you want to bring it to me, that's cool. If you want to help out, just like I said before, just start posting and interact with community. Just saying, like, just possible ideas. I that one where I said like maybe if we go into a raid kind of thing. That one seems the most far fetched to me. But you never know, because I heard if you're a demon hunter and you go into Black Temple, I think Illidan. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just realized I had the screen still set to the map screen. My bad. I remember Illidan or something will say you're a traitor. So I'm not sure if the Lich King will say like, why do you have this power? Because you actually have Frostmourne. But then again, if you are a demon hunter and you do go back to Black Temple, um, you are kind of right in the timeline. So what I mean by that is the demon hunters went through that portal as Illidan was defending the Black Temple, fighting against us when we were raiding him back in Burning Crusade, and then when you come back as demon hunters, Maiev captured Illidan, and so on. So when you go to Black Temple, the idea is you're at the part where he's actually sending you when you do a demon hunter tutorial, but you didn't actually go through the portal. You're actually just came back and you're going to fight Illidan instead, and that's why he's calling you a traitor. So it kind of matches up in the timeline. That's why I'm saying it's kind of far-fetched for the Frost DK or any DK one to be related to Ice Crown Citadel, because it might be like that doesn't really fit in the timeline, because our Lich King now, who we serve, or so we serve right now, we treat as a powerful ally. As Darian Mograine said, um, Bolvar, we follow him because he keeps the scourge intact. But I don't know. Like I think maybe we will get like an instance where we do have to go into Ice Crown Citadel, but it won't be like the actual raid itself. It might be a scenario type of thing.
What can I do for you?
It also could be maybe some random thing like a mage. Yeah, I'm not doing a dungeon tonight. No, thank you. Um, the other thing it could be possibly is
We are bound by
maybe it's related to fuck, I just had it in my head. Maybe okay, what if we had um like maybe this is what I was gonna say. Maybe it's like the I don't know what mage it is. I believe it's fire or frost. I know it's not the arcane. They gotta do something special and they get the sheep head one. But I believe maybe we need to actually go back to like keep using our death gates maybe. Just kind of like when a mage builds that portal upgrade for their class hall, they they have a random chance instead of being teleported to where they want to go, they actually go to this other world or something, and then they do a scenario to get their artifact appearance. That could be another thing, maybe if we keep using our death gates. But once again, that seems a little far-fetched, but, just tossing it out there. Just another idea. I think that's pretty much all that you can discover or get behind for it as of now. The patch, the 7.1 will be out in a little bit, and when it does come out, we will have, probably more insight. Maybe we will have a better chance at finding out what's really going on, and I'm sure someone will come across it pretty soon. Excuse me. So, I like if you're really wanting it. I know I really want it, and I probably want to go after the Mythic Hellfire Citadel set as a good Xmog kind of thing with it because it looks rad. The Demon Gaze set with the hidden artifact appearance, the rune blades. Um, I mean, if you're really wanting to go for it, and you're just getting frustrated that no one's discovered it, like you can take part in it and like try and help out, but like don't feel like you have to, kind of thing either. Like as I said, this is all open up for discussion. As of now, we don't really have any big hints. Um, I think the two main things that people just kept pointing out, because this is the only thing our classes have, is when you're standing still as a frost decay, ice appears around your feet. So maybe we need to stand still somewhere and freeze a platform to activate something. Um, maybe we have to stand on one of those rune plates that are in Stormheim and freeze it. So that's what I mean. I don't know. Maybe we need to um, maybe it's something related to those images of Arthas we saw. Like that's what I mean. Like there's so many options. Like it's just mind-boggling on like what's the right way to go at this and where should we take it. If you want to go with the safe route, I think it's going to be something within Legion, as the other two were found in Legion content, not in past content. So if you just keep testing stuff around there, I think we'll find it soon. I believe it's probably going to be somewhere maybe within Stormheim, because a lot of people point to Stormheim because they use runes, and it's the rune weapon. And the actual name of the weapon is the rune blades, or something along those lines. So with that, I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide. You can comment below on what you think in the comment section below, or in the chat, and maybe I'll check it next stream. Be sure to follow on Twitch, and be sure to subscribe on YouTube for more, and I hope to get back on any more of this information in the future. And with that, I'm going to open my World Quest stuff. Just have a good time. What'd I get? Garbage! Alright. Toodles.